Alright, we should be live. Microphone looks good. Video capture. Alright, slide the chair in a bit. Alright, so we're doing something very different this time around. We're going to be invoking Rule 0 of Commander, which is if your playgroup allows it, it is legal regardless of what the Rules Committee actually says. So, there are a handful of very interesting cards to build around in Lost Caverns of Ixalan, but one of the ones I was excited to see what they were going to do with it, once I realized they were almost definitely printing a card for it, was the boogeyman of the plane of Ixalan, the Grim Captain. And when they revealed his card, he's technically not legal as a commander. So, here. Let's pull it up. So, this is the front face. And this is not a creature. Therefore, it is technically not legal as a commander. If you are going by the default commander rules, you cannot use Throne of the Grim Captain as your commander, even though it turns into the Grim Captain itself. And might be a fun and interesting build around. I think it is because it is asking you to do something that no other black deck is ever going to care about, and that is caring about these 4 disparate creature types. So, I think that's a cool concept for the build around, which is kind of why I want to do it. Hello, Anna Gray. Welcome to the channel. So, we're going to go with Rule 0. And Rule 0, like I said, is that you are allowed to do anything your playgroup will allow for. I've done this before, not on the channel, when I built a deck based around the My Little Pony Extra Life charity box set, where I built Nightmare Moon as a commander, with the idea that she would have this massive sideboard of cards with the moon in the artwork to pull from, to use her abilities. And with the right playgroup, that is perfectly fine. Nobody has ever cared. And when people start to get a little grumpy about her, I put her away, because she is very weird and very different from most commanders once her actual ability gets going. The rest of the deck plays just like a normal mono black. It's actually a mono black zombie tribal deck. So, until she flips over, and then I get all of these moon cards that are out of her color pie and just use like lands that produce 5 colors of mana on their own in order to cast them. So, that is the deck I built with her, and it is fun. I almost never play it because a little of that goes a long way. But, and like I said, if somebody feels like after I play it once, if people aren't like super thrilled with it, it's like, okay, that was fun, we'll put her away now. Just wanted to do the thing the one time. So we're going to do a similar thing with Throne of the Grim Captain. It is not technically a valid choice for a commander, but we're going to build the deck around it anyway as though it were, with the intent of transforming the throne into the Grim Captain and actually killing people with the Grim Captain attacking. So, that's going to be our goal. Obviously, we're going to need a whole bunch of creatures in black and artifact that meet these 4 creature types and or have changeling. So, I think it's going to be an interesting build. It's definitely very different from any of the other commanders I've built, primarily because it's not technically a commander. But I think we're going to have fun with it at least. And it's a fun, interesting build around. And then we'll pick like one of the other ones, because I could have just gone with something more, like the Red God is kind of interesting. I almost did the Red God instead of the Sixth Doctor and Ian before, while trying to figure out what my next build should be. We could build around Huatli and her Saga side. We could build around one of the Jurassic Park legendary creatures, but I want to do the Grim Captain because I was excited for the Grim Captain actually getting a card and wondering what it would do, and I would never have predicted any of this. Despite the Grim Captain's Call card referencing all four of the main creature types in Ixalan, I was not prepared for a card that would actually care about you having all of those creature types in order to turn it into this giant doomsday creature. So yeah, that's what we're going to build around. So let's hop over and we will start as we normally do. I could try and search for all of the creature types, but some of them are so prolific over the sets, especially vampires in black and pirates in black, that by the time we got through all of that, that would be like 2 streams just doing creature types. So it's easier, I think, to just do the sets normally and keep an eye out for the relevant creature types. But yeah, we're going to build around the Grim Captain, and we are looking for things that work well with him. So the front side is tap to mill 2 cards, because it's going to craft with the various creature types. So putting them into the graveyard is, gets you to the Grim Captain faster without having to go through the trouble of playing the cards and getting them killed. After that, the Grim Captain himself wants to attack as often as possible, so we are going to be looking for ways to make sure the Grim Captain gets to immediately attack, and anything that would let it attack more often, if that's a thing. Most of those are in red, though, so I doubt there are any extra combat steps, and all of the extra turn stuff is in blue, so we'll have to do the best we can. But yes, the more often the Grim Captain gets to attack, the more likely it is to trigger its abilities and therefore kill the opponents, even if it's not necessarily getting through for damage. Also, we're going to want other ways to protect the Grim Captain. Yeah, it has hexproof, so we've got that going for us, but we are putting a lot of work into flipping it, so I would very much like for it to stick around after that. Alright, so Acererak, probably not. There's nothing about going into the dungeon that really helps the Grim Captain that I can remember. We'll double check all the dungeons, because if there is something, maybe we'll go back and add him in. Especially if it doesn't involve going through the Tomb of Annihilation, since we'll just be able to keep casting him to keep triggering the dungeon exploration. If that's the case. We do not need Asmodeus. Bag of Holding, not so much, because the cards that we're discarding are then getting exiled by the bag. So that's not really helping anything. Like, we would rather just loot regularly so we could get the card types into the graveyard. Don't need a Beholder. Black Dragon, no. Check for traps, no. Skeletons, no. Grim Captain is himself a skeleton, right? He's a skeleton spirit pirate? Yeah. So things that benefit skeletons, spirits, and pirates. But that wouldn't be skeletons themselves. Also, I don't think we need them. I would rather have, like, skeletons that are the other type for the most part. I am thinking of the one card that makes skeleton pirates from the new set and gives skeletons haste, since that would be a way to get the Grim Captain to attack every turn, and that makes skeletons. So the Death Priest also makes skeletons, so I'm willing to at least consider it. So this is Death Priest of Myrkul. Oops, we don't. That one. This up. Go to Forgotten Realms. So, Death Priest of Myrkul. It's 2 black for a Tiefling. Cleric 2/2, I believe. We'll double check all of that. Death Priest has a hyphen. It is a Tiefling Cleric 2/2. Okay, all better. Demogorgon's Clutches, no. Our Intellect. Rider, no. Crawler. Descent. Map. Alright, gain a life, scry 1, treasure token. Target creature can't attack this turn. Scry 2. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them. Create 2 1/1 black skeleton creature tokens. Scry 3. Draw 3, and I may cast one of them without paying its mana cost. So none of those are really what I'm looking for. Ebondeath is a zombie dragon. Skeleton dragon. Also, I don't know how many skeletons I would want. I'm more concerned with skeleton matters to buff up the Grim Captain than actually having things that care about skeletons in general. Unless they happen to be one of the other 4 types. Have any dinosaur skeletons? Want to do like the next to last area from Parasite Eve? I'm down for that. Could use a giant fire breathing T-Rex skeleton. I don't need Fate's Reversal, Feign Death. Yeah, unfortunately, the things that would return the captain to play would return him as his throne again. So that's not super helpful. Forsworn Knight, no. Grim Bounty, no. Wanderer. Vecna. High Tyrant. Horde Robber. Rogue. I think we need Loth for anything. Scry 1, 1/1 Goblin, Treasure Token, 1/1 Counter, lose a life, gain a life, -4, -0, and draw a card. Nope. Manticore, Mimic, Forward Kill, Precipitous Drop, Reaper's Talisman, Shamblegast, Port Merchant. So, the Book of Vile Darkness. Things new. Alright, each player loses a life, loses 2 life unless they discard a card, 2 life unless they sack a creature, discard a card, sack a creature, an artifact, and a land, and makes the Atropal. Think so. Treasure Vault, Fire Spawn, Warlock class. It's not entirely unplayable. Getting to put 2 of the cards into your graveyard can be helpful, and the end step where it's actually a wound reflection on your turn only. I feel like this is a card that I'm going to add because we are early enough in the card selection process that it seems like it would be good, and then later on we're going to cut it because we don't have room for it over all of the other cards that we're running. But for now, we'll let it squeeze in here real quick. Vampire, Zombie Soldier, Snake Rogue, and Zombie Ogre. Don't think we need any of them for their game effects. Alright, it's Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. On to its... Oh, wait, its commander gets wonky, doesn't it? We actually need... Oh, no. Scryfall. Because for some reason, that particular commander set doesn't like to work properly with Gatherer when I try and do this. The set number Sacrifice another non-token artifact or creature, exile it. Draw a card. Yeah, again, I don't want to exile the stuff. If I were putting it in the graveyard, I would like it a lot more. Non-token creature. Turn a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield under your control. And return up to 2 creatures put in the graveyard this way. Create a 2/2 black zombie. Return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield with a number of 1/1 counters equal to the 1 roll. And each opponent loses X life and I gain X life based on the other. Deal combat damage to a player. Create 2 treasures. 1 second. Okay. Nose was a little stuffy there. Accidentally inhaled some rice while I was eating lunch, and then I hacked up a lung trying to get like 2 grains of rice out of there. And ever since then, like the back of my throat and my nose and the sinuses and everything have all been very grumpy. Let's see if we got anything else we want to add. Or something from this, actually. We haven't added anything yet. I'm looking at the Wand of Orcus. It has an awful lot of zombie tokens. And it would give the Grim Captain Death Touch, which I don't think is one of his actual abilities. Menace, Trample, Lifelink, Hexproof. Ah, he would get Trample and Death Touch then. Don't know that that's actually worth it. And I don't know how many zombie merfolk, zombie pirates, and zombie dinosaurs going to be able to make. And there's only one zombie vampire, I believe, and that's that Silver Smoke Ghoul. I don't think I'm running that one. Wand of Orcus. It's 3 to cast, 3 to equip. Yeah, probably not. Don't need the Clay Golem, I don't think. It can destroy an artifact. Black is finally getting enchantment removal, so that's not essential. Can probably do better, though, than 10 mana to kill a thing. I'd probably be better off with just Meteor Golem or something in this deck. Alright. That was Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. On to Aether Revolt. Poisoner, no. Harvester, Strangler, Automaton, Battle at the Bridge, Assembler, Construct, no. Artifact or creature put a 1/1 counter on it as a sorcery, no. Aetherborn, Glint Siphoner. I'm not expecting much from this set because we won't find any of the 4 creature types on Kaladesh, except for Pirate, but that's mostly Kari Zev in red. I don't think there are any other pirates besides her. Oh wait, there is one vampire. That's true. I forgot. Not Gonti. The other one, Yeheni's a vampire. They would technically count. Statuary, Ironclad Revolutionary new. Aeronaut, Paradox Engine, Predicament, Painter Bridge, Getaway, no. Graveyard to your hand if you control an artifact, draw. Well, I will frequently control an artifact while trying to flip the Throne of the Grim Captain, but I think that's quite good enough. It does technically work very well with the deck. I can do the thing and then draw my card. I mill with the Grim Captain's Throne, find the creature I want to put back in my hand, get it back, draw a card. Hey, I'm back. I do not need Walking Ballista. Do we want Yahenni as a vampire? So we get to put them back into play if we flip the Grim Captain, right? Attacks each opponent sacrifices a non-land permanent. Then you may put an exiled creature card used to craft the Grim Captain onto the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking. So we'll be able to put Yahenni back onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. They're a 2/2 with haste. We can sack a creature to make Yahenni indestructible. Yahenni's okay, but not amazing. I don't think we need them. This deck, like, this is not going to benefit as much from Yahenni as, a deck that needs more sack outlets or something. Alright, so Alara Reborn has nothing, because every single card in it is a gold card. So alliances then. No, don't need the Silex, the Astrolabe, can't dead. Sing of Bones, no. Contagion, no. Dystopia, probably not. Fatal Lore, Feast or Famine. Strength. Scepter, no. Bookworms. Professor Horn is an avatar. Also not particularly good. Horror Spirit. Plague, no. Lake of the Dead. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of mana involved in the Grim Captain. Like 4 to flip him over. So I don't think I need the inherent level of ramp that comes with Lake of the Dead once it gets going. High Guard, again, don't super need other skeletons. Also, 3 mana, 2/1 first strike, regenerates for 2 mana, not exactly in danger of tearing up the commander format. War Beast, Scene, Adnate, no. Spy, no. Nope, okay. Alliances. Alliances is Amonkhet. Zombies, not a whole lot of pirates. I think there are any dinosaurs. No merfolk on a desert plain, oddly enough. Cycle or discard. I can put a 1/1 -1 counter on each creature an opponent controls. Think so. Baleful Amit, no. Bladed Bats, Bone Picker. It's indestructible. Yeah, I don't think I need that. Monument, the Cartouche, Reality. Tar, Desiccated Saga. Doom Center. Jackal, no. Edifice. Activate abilities of creature cards in your graveyard cost 1 less to activate. Tap and untap zombie you control. Target player mills a card. I would need some other stuff first to know if I would need Embalmer's tools or not. Let's see. Ward. Afterlife. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you gain 1 life, then you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. 2 tap, sacrifice Gate to the Afterlife. Search your graveyard, hand, and or library for a card named Godpharaoh's Gift. Put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle. Activate only if there are 6 or more creature cards in your graveyard. I mean, I'm going to be doing stuff that would let me set up Gate to the Afterlife anyway. In order to get Godpharaoh's Gift, I just don't know if I need that also with the Grim Captain. Like, the Grim Captain is already letting me get those cards back, and if I use too many of them with Godpharaoh's Gift, I won't have the fodder later if the Grim Captain dies in order to get him back. Because I'm assuming if he's dying, then so are the eternalized creatures that I've made off of Godpharaoh's Gift. So probably not then. Broken Lands, Lay Bare the Heart. Make a zombie, mill 2 cards. A creature from the graveyard to the battlefield. That creature is a black zombie. The Grim Captain's not a zombie. He's a skeleton spirit. So he's not actually protected from Liliana's ultimate. She does let me make creatures while milling. If she actually made any of the creature types I needed, if she made vampires, for example, I'd probably run her just for that and the ability to get back something from the graveyard later on, but I feel like I don't actually need her. Like, there are better options for milling us to set up the Grim Captain, so. And destroy target creature or planeswalker. I don't think I need that sorcery speed even with the other half of it. Don't need a Petrus Monument. Vault, no. Lesson, no. Zombies. What was the thing above it? Oh, the Pitiless here. Him. Cycle or discard a card. If I was doing that, I would want the Demon. Return to your hand all cards in your graveyard that you cycled or discarded this turn. Now, if I'm discarding them, I probably want them there, so. Stamina. Nope. No. There's Curse. Vision. Wonder in Death. Yep. After Concat, we head off to Antiquities. well known for its pirates and dinosaurs and all manner of other creature types. No, no. Don't think I need the altar for anything. I don't think we're going to be doing altar-based shenanigans. Battle gear. Ogrant, no. Candelabra, no. Gate to Phyrexia. Quite possibly as the mono black way to destroy artifacts. This is Antiquities. Oops. Antiquities. There we go. 8, 2, 5. Black. Enchantment. Winds, no. Ivory Tower, no. Jalem Tome. Millstone, no. War Machine. Chop. Copter. Dogmoth. Light. Shapeshifter. Strip Mine, probably not. That creature and all ours attached to it. Note the number and kind of counters that were on that creature. When it leaves the battlefield or becomes untapped, return the exile card to the battlefield under its owner's control tapped. The node number and kind of counters on it. If you do, return the other exile cards to the battlefield under their owner's control attached to that permanent. Nope, because it'll still return it on the other side. Triskelion, no. Lighter, no. Urzatron, no. Zenic Poltergeist. Demon. Nope. Alright, so Antiquities. On to Apocalypse. Where we might find a random black merfolk. Thanks to all of the different creature types from Dominaria intermingling and, you know, allying with certain sides to fight off the Phyrexians. Get some truly weird creature types and overlap in this set. The downside is most of it's gold, so we won't be able to use too many of the cards anyway. Decapod, Emblazoned Golem. Presence, Grave Defiler. Last Caress, no. Revolver. Phyrexian Arena, probably. I'm usually down for a Phyrexian Arena. Apocalypse. Do not need the Gargantuan or the Rager. Zombie Snake. Yep, okay, so no fun creatures in this set. Meet our creature type requirements. Apocalypse. And onward to Arabian Nights, which again, don't think there are any pirates. There's like a merchant ship and the island fish, but I don't think there are any pirates. There you go, we'll just jam Bazaar Baghdad into this deck. I don't even think that's correct, like, all sarcasm aside, because I do put very expensive cards in my builds. I don't think we would want Bazaar Baghdad even with the whole I want to put like multiple creature types in the graveyard while drawing other things. It is close though. This is I was going to put Bazaar Baghdad into a deck, this is the type of deck I would seriously consider running it in. Especially if I have enough other card draw where I'm getting to hold on to a couple cards for doing this. I have to see what my card draw looks like first. If I'm going to consistently have like 5 or 6 cards in hand, like every turn, even with activating that thing, then yeah, I think I'm okay with that. But I need to have like 2 or 3 card draw spells going, plus my draw step, before I want to seriously consider Bazaar Baghdad. Like, it's so expensive to put in the deck to begin with that I want it to actually be an important card in the deck before I'm gonna do that. Valley, Ebony Horse, Raiders, Flying Carpet, Guardian Beast. The Grim Captain's not an artifact on the other side. It's a legendary. Also, Guardian Beast doesn't help with non-creature artifacts anyway. It's a double whammy. Saddlebags, no. Nefreet, Juzam Jin. Cool. Yet. We always consider Oubliette when I'm making my mono black decks, because it can deal with problematic commanders. So, I suppose we will once again throw it on the list just in case I want it. So, one black. That's enchantment. So I will consider the weird O-ring variant. And Sorcerer's Queen. Yep. Okay. It's Arabian Nights. Enemy. Arena. Avacyn Restored. Angelic Armaments, Angel's Tomb, Appetite for Brains, Barter and Blood, Bracers, Blood Artist, Soar, Pool, Traders. Nope. Crypt Creeper, Dark Imposter. Dark Imposter is a vampire. They can exile opponent's creatures. I don't know that it's good enough. Let's see. Dark Imposter. It's 2 and a black for a vampire rogue 2/2, I believe. Oh, vampire assassin. Okay. Demonic Rising. And Taskmaster. Ashmouth. Madness. Dread Slaver. I think so. Essence Harvest. Evernight Shade. Exquisite Blood. Gallows. Surgeon. Grave Exchange, Bristlebrand, Harvester. Probably not. Homicidal Seclusion, Killing Wave, Agony, no. Probite. Atlas. Destroy target land, no. There's Gambit. Demon. Don't need the scrolls. Zeitgeist. Soul Cage. No. Pit Fiend. Triumph of Cruelty. No. Executioner. Unhallowed Pact. Nope. Okay. Go. That's Avacyn. Brings us to Battle for Zendikar. Don't think there are any black merfolk on Zendikar. They're definitely merfolk, but I think the merfolk tend to skew blue-white. Like, Shadowmoor is more likely to give us black merfolk. We do get some vampires, though. Zendikar, most likely. Hedron Network, Ally Encampment, Altar's Reap, Bane of Balaged, no. Light Herder, no. Conduit of Ruin. Don't need Carrier Thrall. Can do better for our vampires. Now, we're not really gaining life intentionally with any of the things we're running, so Defiant Bloodlord's not really it. Probably want Drana, though. Probably want most of the Dranas. Alright, so this is Battle for Zendikar. This is Drana. Liberator of Malkir. Yeah. Malakir. This is one black. Vampire Ally. 2/3. Okay. Grip of Desolation. Goldraw's Overseer. Land enters the battlefield under your control. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. If that land is a swamp, they get +2/+0 instead. While I'm all for cheating something like this into play, I don't know that we're going to be going wide enough that I would want this, and it's 6 mana for a base 3/4. That's not really that impressive. I think we look for better vampires. Alright, I'm going to need a moment. I will be back. Okay, sorry about that. I was gonna try and finish this set before taking care of that, but that was not gonna work out timing wise. So, all right. So we don't need Night Watch. Familiar is not itself a vampire. Kana Assassin. That. Ob Nixilis. Oblivion Sower. Treat. Using Miasma, no. Ruinous Path, no. Of these. Smothering Abomination. Probably don't need Ulamog. We might be able to generate the mana for him just by virtue of Black's mana base. You know, you throw in, um, what's its name? The coffers and such, and you can just generate obscene amounts of mana. Would not be unreasonable to be able to cast him. It's just, I don't think we actually need him. If anything, I would want the other one because the attack trigger, the Annihilator, goes very well with the Grim Captain's attack trigger. So, all right. So that was Battle for Zendikar. Battle Bond. Collector number thing. Sacrifice X creatures, draw X cards, gain X life, put X/1/1 counters on Krav. Oh. Virtus. Captain, no. Soulblade Corruptor, don't think so. Archfiend of Despair. Eh, probably not. If this thing were a vampire, then I would go for it, but it being a demon instead makes me go, probably don't need it. Loses 2 life and I gain 2 life, but yeah. Casting cost is designed with the idea that another player would actively want to help you pay for it, so not really a thing. Stunning Reversal. Encore. Probably not. Grim Captain is just a defending player, right? No, it is each opponent, so we could put a bunch of things into the graveyard in one turn from his attack. The odds of all of them or any one of them being so good that I would want to try and do this, though, seems questionable at best. I mean, maybe we could kill a few more things from blocking, but yeah, I don't think we need Thrilling Encore. If anything, I would rather have Tegrid in the deck. Try and ambush somebody with that thing. Friend or foe. Each friend returns a creature card from their graveyard to their hand. Each foe sacrifices a creature they can. Sentinel Tower and don't need the victory chimes. Alright, so that's Battle Bond. Battle Bond is Betrayers of Kamigawa. Cast a Spirit or arcane spell isn't going to help. We don't cast the Grim Captain. Just kind of shows up. It's feeling it. um, Isle Urchin, Powder, All for blood. Sacrifice creatures. Ooh. Vengeance. Rose Demise. Hired Muscle. Whisper. I do not need Ink Eyes. Gote. There's the Shadow Watcher. Warrior. Cat Ninja. Not really on Patron. Like, yes, we're going to be making all of our opponents sacrifice stuff every time we attack, but that's so negligible for the amount of effort we put into attacking with the Grim Captain in the first place. Hooray. Shri. Fury. Hurry. Ray. We don't need the Caretaker Shinzo. The Sickening Shoal, no. Baku. Soul Snatcher. There the Grave. Duma Bleeder, no. Throat Slitter, no. I think I need the Jeet. And I don't think I need Yukora. Alright. Betrayers. On to Born of the Gods. Might be a merfolk or two in here. I'm thinking of Mire Triton from Theros Beyond Death, but maybe there's similar things that I'm not thinking of from regular Theros, with the returned creatures being their other creature type also. I do not need the archetype. Oh, wait, the Grim Captain has Death Touch or Trample naturally? It's Trample naturally, so we could give it Death Touch. I couldn't remember which one I saw before where it's like, I could give the Grim Captain the other one of that 2 ability combo. It is Death Touch that the Grim Captain would prefer. Opponent discards a card. Destroy target untapped creature. Blight, Black Oak of Unos. Stray Souls. Yeah, probably not. Fate Unraveler. Fated Return, don't think so. Brawler for Pseudo Mama. Drifters, Guild. Head. Transformation, no. Herald of Torment, no. Titan. Probite, no. Nyxborn Eidolon, no. Brawler, don't want Painseer. Romancy. Like Harpy, no. Siren Song. Fightful Return, no. World and War Chanter. Nope. Not on this side, at least. I can't remember if there were any from original Theros. I know we get the Mire Triton. The champions now. We're just about out the hour mark, but I did take a bit of a break, so we'll finish champions first rather than saving that for next time. Alright. Don't need the Zubara. Not expecting to find anything here, because again, all of the creature types. There is cranial extraction, and I'm wondering if we don't want at least one of these type of effects, because one of the things that's going to hurt us the most is farewell, and farewell, from my experience, is fairly ubiquitous in Commander. Like, if somebody's playing white, they probably have farewell in their deck, assuming they own a copy. So being able to protect the Grim Captain and the graveyard from farewell, because we're not going to be able to stop it any other way in black other than by getting rid of it before it ever shows up. So it would need to be able to search like hands, decks, and graveyards for it to make sure we get it. And if there's any way we can hit multiple players with one of these, that's the one I want, but we might need something along the lines of cranial insertion. Cranial insertion, sorry. That's the website with the judges. Cranial extraction. This is, of course, the card that their site references. We're going to put knowledge into your brain instead of removing it permanently. It's more pleasant than it sounds like it would be. You may sacrifice any number of spirits. Our player loses 2 life, plus 2 life for each spirit sacrificed this way, and you gain that much life. Yeah, I'm putting a lot of effort into creating the Grim Captain. I don't need him randomly dying. Makes him immune to combat damage. I'd rather run the Dolmen Gate or whatever it's called from Lorwyn. I'm gonna worry about that. He who hungers. Nope. It's laughter. Night's Reach. Death's Wail. Actually, what is Nami put into the grave? Search your library for spirit cards specifically. So Iname is not actually going to be at all helpful. If Iname let me like buried alive a bunch of different creatures, we could work with that. Kakushu is a dragon. It's our most large reptilian creatures in Magic, so that one. Illusion of Night's Reach. Probably not. Grave Robber is my favorite mono black graveyard hate, so Grave Robber. One in the black. At Oog. 2-1. Nezumi, not Izumi. Don't need Ronin, don't need Short Fang. Whatever source you control deals damage to another player, put that many theft counters on night dealings. 2 black and 2, remove X theft counters, search your library for a non-land card with mana value X, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Trail, Night Eyes Desecrator, Outcast, Snakes, Pull Under, Ragged Veins. I don't need the Rado Lantern, Renflesh. Always down for Sensei's top. Seriously, I could save myself so much time if I just added all of the fetch lands, the duels and shocks, and Sensei's top to the list, and then just deleted the ones I couldn't run. Like, throw Soul Ring in there, probably Mana Crypt. That makes it more often than it doesn't. There we go, we could give the Grim Captain Fear. I don't know that I actually care enough. It's already Menace and Trample. Sanity, Swallow Plague, Thief of Hope, Uba Mask. Nightmare and Wicked Akuba. Alright, so off to a bit of a slow start for the Grim Captain, but a lot of these sets just don't have the creature types that the Grim Captain cares about. So as we move through the sets, we will find plenty of stuff, plus the changelings. So I have no doubt that we will find enough of each creature type to flesh out the Grim Captain's deck. It's just a question of what else are we going to find that goes along with him to support him in trying to deal as much damage to our opponents as possible. With this giant 7/7 keyword soup, Pseudo Annihilator, that's putting the cards we use to make it back into play for free. So as long as we've got like one or two actual creatures for the Grim Captain to recur that are relevant, the other ones can be tokens or whatnot, and I don't think I would super care. But yeah, that's going to do it for me for today. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.